Up close. Yeah. With Monique McNeil on WUTY 97.9 FM.
Thank you all for tuning in to Up Close with McNeil, and I'm your host, McNeil. And today we have a special guest with us today. We have Omarr Salgado with us in the building here. Thank you so much for joining us and taking your time to be here today to tell us about all the wonderful things that you've been a part of. Thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me. It's my pleasure. Thank you so much.
Well, I had the privilege to kind of overview all of the things that you've been involved in. I was able to kind of look at your resume, and it is very extensive. You've done some very powerful things, been in the game 25 years. I was overlooking your bio. Chief executive and founder of Fast Forward Film, as well as the New Swing Entertainment Incorporated. So Forward Films Grown Man Sports, GMS.
Correct.
Okay, as well. Oh, wait a minute. We ain't done. We gotta let the people know. We are not done. You currently are the head of acquisitions for Dame Dash Studios.
That is correct. Yes.
Okay. As well as an entrepreneur. You're an artist, a producer, a writer. Hey, can I? Is the list is just going and going and going.
Yeah, I know. A lot of people ask me how I navigate all of that, but it's been a process, and it's been in stages. That it's happened for me.
Wow. So the journey just seems. 25 years is a long time to be dedicated. So clearly, this is what you were destined to do. This was your calling. Tell us about how you first got involved 25 years ago in the. How was that, and what was that journey?
Wow. So I come from a line of musicians. My grandfather Juan Salgado Falú, my father Aurelio Salgado, who was was the original member of a band called the New Swing Sextet, a 1960s Latin jazz band. They were Grammy nominated in 2009, as a matter of fact. So I remember as early as 2 years old being in the crib watching my dad have jam sessions in the living room in the Bronx, where we lived. And so music and I just think the whole idea of entertainment has just always been something that I've gravitated to. I wasn't really much into sports or any of that kind of stuff. I was more so into the arts. So growing up, that's what I did. I started out drawing and, just stuff that kind of led me to then starting to do music and all of that kind of stuff. So really for me, it started back in, I'm going to say probably 86, 87, when I fell in love with hip hop, and I started to pursue a career as an artist in hip hop. And I was with a group called Master Production at the time, and we came across a gentleman by the name of Robert Hill, who owns Zakia Records. Zakia Records is also the record label that Eric B. and Rakim was on. So I really come from the classic era of hip hop, pretty much, and that's where I start. That's where it all starts for me. So I was about 15, 16 years old back then.
Wow. And to stick with it, and it's so apparently it's inherently embedded in your being, because there's millions of things that you could have took a part of, or life takes us in different directions in our lives, but this is inherently embedded in who you are and in the very fiber of your being, because like I said, 25 years, that's a long time to be dedicated to something, and obviously that's where your desire is, and to play so many different roles You know, not one dimensional. I wouldn't definitely wouldn't call you one dimensional. You have definitely been able to play on all different sides of the field, if you may.
Yeah.
You know, a producer, a writer, an artist, you know, and now, you know, doing what it is that you do with Game Dash Studios.
Mhm.
How was that transition to exactly where you are now? And did you think that you would be where you are now?
I always knew that I was going to serve a purpose in this industry on a big level. Everything that I think about and everything that I do is always big. As a matter of fact, I think I posted today big energy because I wake up with that. I wake up with this big energy all the time, and I'm a very optimistic individual, and I carry myself, and I have a lot of faith in everything that I do. So that's for me, that's very important, and that's something that my dad instilled in me as a young child. He would tell me stuff like, "I need you to have faith, even if your faith is blind." And I didn't really understand that statement until I started to go through certain things as I was getting older, some trials and tribulations that came about that I needed to have blind faith in order to get through these things. And so, you know, I keep that same formula with me in everything that I do. And it's just been working, you know, it's just really been working. The transition started out, I was an artist first, a music artist, a rap artist, and then I transitioned to film back in 2012. And I did my first vignette, a short PSA about a moment in time that I had with my dad, where he was tying his tie in the mirror. And I was a young child looking at him saying, well, what is he doing? So he kind of saw me looking at him, and he looked at me and he said, well, let me show you. So then he started teaching me. So there was a teachable moment. But what he was teaching me more so was not the tie. It was more so persistence and practice and you know, and how you have to be patient in the things that you do. And if you keep trying, how you can achieve these things. So that was the moment for me. So I recreated that moment with my son, maybe around the same, he was around the same age I would say 8, 9 years old. And we entered it in the Obama fatherhood contest in 2012, last minute. We did it last minute, entered it and came in second place. So I was like so taken back. I was so happy about that. But then it gave me that spark to let me know that I can actually do this film thing. And so what I wanted to do was I wanted to do films that spoke to our communities, films that, you know, invoked thought and change and, you know, in what we do. So that went from doing that PSA, then I did my first short called 2 Days in Harlem with some brothers by the name of Noel Calloway and Charles Jones. And that was a great experience. It was my first short film. It definitely taught me the do's and don'ts in the industry on how to do things. So it gave me the blueprint that I needed to take me further along. But that film definitely opened a lot of doors. We won plenty of awards in the independent sector. And it actually got chosen for the ABFF Aspire segment. So it aired on Aspire TV for quite some time. And then I moved on to start, you know, to do other films. I did Perceptions with Melinda Williams, Ollie Me Ballard, and Malik Whitfield, some of my good friends out in LA, and we won awards with that. We won the 2018 Hip Hop Film Festival Best of the Best Film Award for that one. And you know, I've been doing little spots here and there with other films and all that stuff. So film kind of came naturally to me. I think for a lot of artists, the transition from audio to video is very natural for us because of the creative process, right? We're all creatives and we love the process. And so it came natural. I didn't want to be in front of the camera originally, but I ended up in front of the camera, caught the fever, and then, I started just, acting. So I enjoy that. But the head of acquisitions position is something that I think at some point was the next step for me to take. That was the natural progression of things for me. So it was, being the creator, but now I'm in a position to help those that are creatives, right? Because as a creative, I think what happens to us is we get caught up in making the film and, being meticulous about certain things, sound and color and all of these things, but we never really think about the business aspects of what we're doing. And that is such an important part of what we do in film. And it's probably the most important part because, yeah, we want to get into film festivals. We want to get these accolades. We want to be recognized for our work. But at what point are we monetizing for what we do? And so that's my position. That's where I'm able to help them monetize and continue to create.
Amazing. So we talk about, we're gonna go bring it back just a half a second to 2 days in Harlem.
Mhm,
What was the premise of that film? I was able to kind of read up on it a bit,
mhm,
and it seems to be something that's very relevant today, something that a lot of Black men are facing on a daily basis. It's
mhm.
pretty much the compass of um, what's happening, the racial profile. What is that movie about, and how did you direct and create that movie? How was that created?
So 2 days in Harlem came out of a conversation that me and Charles Jones had. It was a moment in time some years ago that I had with some officers in the Bronx that were basically harassing a friend, me and a friend. And we had an altercation with them, and it became a little physical, but I guess they had a call. And so that situation didn't go any further. But
Thank
after that, they kept harassing us. They would follow us, every day, like every day, it seemed like we were just bumping into these same officers. And I would say a month into that, these same officers were the ones who killed Amadou Diallo. So that became very surreal for us because we were thinking like, wow, that really could have been our situation. We could have been the ones behind the fire. And after having that conversation with Charles Jones, he said, we should talk about that. We should create, something around that, around the whole racial profiling and the injustices that happen to us as a people. And so we did that, but then we also blended another story of a couple in New Jersey that went out to dinner. The boyfriend proposed, they got engaged, and on their way home, they got carjacked and got killed that same day. And it was such a sad, sad story that we just decided to blend in, some of what we were doing and pay homage to that couple in the movie. So the movie is done almost like Crash, where they have different scenarios. So we have these two scenarios in that situation, and it just it was definitely something that was impactful, and like when people watched it, they really enjoyed it.
because it's real. Because
Right.
it really speaks to the reality that we as Black and especially men disproportionately are racially profiled, and thank God, like you said, you were able to walk away from that situation, but it's a reality. And when I was reading over it, I was just like, wow, this is amazing that you could that you would take a real situation that had happened to you, a real relevant situation that would happen to you, and make it on put it on the screen and let other people know, like, listen, you don't look like a thug to me. You don't look like a person who's involved in whatever case may be, and you were racially profiled against. and it could have went left. So many
Yeah,
other different scenarios could have happened from that incident. Um,
absolutely.
so I was just taken back, like, wow, this is awesome that you would use your platform to, even though you achieved all these achievements and have all this success and, been able to really be at a different caliber, but this is still happening. And that it happens to those who could put on a suit and, whatever the case may be. So that to me, that's what stuck out to me. Um, so fast forwarding a little bit, we're going to talk about the platform with Game Dash Studios and as the head of acquisition and what that is like and what that means to artists, filmmakers out there. What is this platform about? I mean, I was able to enjoy a film called Pieces of a Dream, which is on that platform. Amazing film. I actually had the privilege of speaking with Steve Skinner. But it seems like you're really involving so many different artists and so many different film directors and people. How did that come about? What is, because it's like there's not that, and I'm noticing all the films are black created and where there's black directors and black, and it's just, to me, it's so inspiring and it's so empowering to see and to know that something like that is
Mhm.
within our reach and it's
Absolutely.
accessibly
Yeah,
available.
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I agree with you. And to your point, so what I've learned working with Dame Dash is that he is a true lover of the art of film. He really loves film. He understands the process, and because he understands the process, he's sympathetic, I think, to what we have to go through as independent artists to get our films made and get our films done. There's a lot of sacrifice, a lot of time and energy and finances that we just don't have at times. And so he wanted to create a platform, Dame Dash Studios, where independent filmmakers can live on and actually people can see what they're doing. And that's all it was solely for in the beginning. There was no monetary gain from it or anything. It was just a platform where the independent filmmaker could come, feel at home, have their viewership, all of that kind of stuff. And Dame was supporting it. Then the conversation of distribution came about. And we partnered with Homestead Entertainment, which is a full-on distribution company. So we now have the ability to acquire films and get them distributed on a wide scale, which has been great. Shortly after that, we partnered up with Fox Soul, which gives us a different kind of audience and a broader look at what we do, and just the ability for these filmmakers to come on and actually monetize from what they make just makes a world of difference. A lot of these films have been sitting in people's drawers or just on the shelf somewhere, and they didn't know what to do with them, and and now they have an outlet. So it's really changing the game as to how independent film is being seen and distributed, and how these independent filmmakers are actually able to make money off of what they love to do, and that's what's really important about the whole situation. I see a lot of films every day. I'm looking at a lot of different material. There are a lot of great filmmakers out there, some not so great, but that to me,
Right.
to me, that's a process, like you start out
Yep.
somewhere and then you get better, right? So that's how I see it. So I really don't ever look at anything and just say, oh, this is not good. I just say it needs work, right? But I find that in terms of filmmakers, we really do concentrate on filmmakers of color. We want them to, we want them to have that home. We want them to feel comfortable. The Black and brown community, there's a lot of talent out there. there's a lot of talent out there. There's a lot of good talent, a lot of great films, and there's an audience for it. You know, Tubi, if they just put out an article just the other day. I mean, their viewership, is through the roof right now, and a lot of it has to do with the Black and brown community. You know, us as viewers and us as filmmakers. You know, giving the content. So it's, you know, it's a proven fact. You know, in regards to what we're doing. So I really, really feel blessed to be in the position that I'm in. To be able to sit down with these filmmakers and educate them as to what they can do past the film festivals, you know, or regular screenings like that. There is a place for them to be at and really, really gain some headway on what they're doing. I'm a little different in my approach. I'm definitely a little bit different in my approach. I do things a little bit differently than some of our competitors, I would say. I'm very accessible to my filmmakers. And I feel that's important because first of all, I want to always be able to address whatever issues come up with them. And I also, you know, I learn from them as well. You know what I mean? Like, so, you know, it's the one thing that I will stress about what's going on with Dame Dash Studios and our filmmakers is that it's not just you taking your film and putting it on a distribution platform. We're partners.
Nice.
It's a partnership, you know, and we are here to help each other.
And that's just, you know, I was gonna say kudos to you guys because you're really essentially breaking barriers. And when we talk about barriers that people of color, Black and brown, within our communities, there's barriers, and it's because of the lack of accessibility or the lack of resources or the lack of the education or information or what you and Dame are doing is breaking those barriers that separate those who have a dream but just don't know where to go. They don't have an outlet. Like they're lacking the resources. They're lacking the know-how. So you're just, you know, I don't know. Sometimes when we're so caught up in what it is that we're doing, we just do it. We're not really thinking about like, wow, how enormous that it is, and how much people are being able to have access to what it is that you're doing. And, you know, I don't know if you guys ever sit back and really think about that, but how astronomical you really are within this field, and to so many filmmakers out there that you're actually opening the door for them and creating a bridge. And
yeah, well, you know, with me, you know, honestly speaking, I'm really just starting to recognize that. It's you know, I'm gonna be honest with you. I just do what I do because I love to do.
You just do what you do.
I just do what I'm doing because I love to do it.
Right.
I'm not being anybody else other than myself. I'm just being who I am. So you know, but when I have a minute to think about all the stuff that's happened, I mean, because literally me and Dame have talked about this, we're going on maybe 4 months that all of this really started to happen for us. And within a matter of 4 months, we're talking distribution, we're talking Fox Soul, you know, Paid in Full 2 is coming. You know, there's you know, we have a whole slew of we have about 20 films that we're looking to do this year with our filmmakers now. So we're not just partnering with our filmmakers to give distribution. We're partnering with them also to do other projects with them as well, you know, and so that's the special dynamic that we have over here.
Breaking the barriers. Yeah. You're breaking those barriers, and you know, I'm so glad that you're now recognizing that, because, like you said, you just do what you do. This is what inherently in your fiber to do, and you're just doing it. But that is the reality. When I was looking through I had the opportunity to really, poke around and, on your website and, kind of check you out and look at the different things. And I'm just like, wow, like I'm so excited of what this means for
Thank
our
you.
culture and
Thank
for our community and for all those inspiring filmmakers out there. And what this means in the future. Like I'm a person, like you said, we're thinking big, and when I think about something, it's beyond the here and now and what meets the surface, but what's beyond that. And I'm just excited for what the future has for you guys. I'm excited for what that will mean for filmmakers in the future. And I just, I'm looking at how big this is going to be. Because if you're talking about within 4 months, okay, the streaming and the accessibility and all the movies that are coming out, and these are amazing produced films. Like I was just like, oh my God, like already have 5 of them that I'm waiting. I'm gonna be watching.
Okay.
so
Okay, good. Thank you.
so I'm just really excited, and I hope you guys, like I said, really know what it is that you do and what that means. Because I already have 2 people that I haven't and that I know personally who will be referred over to you guys.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm excited. Like I said, you got a fan over here for life. You got a fan all the way here in Boston, Massachusetts, that's just rooting for you guys and just so proud of the work that you're doing and what this means for our community and how, like I said, you break anything that can break the barriers of
Mhm.
the divide between us and success, whatever that is, whatever caliber that is. Anything that is black and brown and there's success at the end of it makes me so excited. And I'm excited for the future.
Well, I truly, I truly appreciate you for your kind words and for your encouragement. I've been getting a lot of that lately, and I think that's what's been my confirmation that whatever I'm doing right. So I'm really happy again, and blessed to be, where I'm at. I'm doing the work that I'm doing. What I do is every week we have like a Zoom call with all of the filmmakers. We have a select about 10 of them that we do it with every week, and we kind of just talk about all of the different aspects of film and their projects and what we need to do. But it's just not about film. Like we talk about other things that are coming up. And so when you say big things coming, there are some really, really big things happening. So, that I can't really speak about at the moment, but,
Right,
but,
right.
but it's amazing. And sometimes when Dame is talking about these things, I can see on the screen, like some of the mouths and jaws is kind of a little bit open because I don't know if they thought that they were coming into this kind of conversation, but
Right.
these are all things that are attainable, things that we can do, and it goes beyond film, and it's just really about people getting together, believing in each other, working together. That's that's what it's really about at the end of the day, and so that's what we really try to promote. Like we're a family. We're a family.
It's amazing to see, and like I said, I'm excited to see where this is going to go in the future. And I can definitely feel like I would consider myself to be a very spiritual person,
Mm,
and it's just all positivity and just when I was just looking through it, I'm just like, this is just, and I'm looking at all the films, and I'm like, oh my goodness, this is just great, and they're all brown, they're all black, they're all this is just so on another whole level.
that's
And
right.
I was just wondering to myself, like, does he realize the caliber of
Mm,
what it is that he's actually doing? So all the aspiring filmmakers out there, all the little boys, all the little girls out there who are inspiring to be in film, what advice would you have for them um, in embarking in this journey? And what would you say to them?
I would say to dream big, huge, big energy all the time. Don't fear is okay, but take that fear head on. Take it head on and just follow your dreams, follow your aspirations. Never give up on what it is that you want to do. Like that's so important, when it comes to that. Be overly creative with what it is that you're trying to do, especially in film. that's for me, that's the biggest thing. Just dream big. Never give up. Never give up.
And what are some of the challenges that you faced embarking in this journey? Were there any challenges that stand out to you?
Uh, I just think the challenge is sometimes is just to, um, I think the challenge is balance. Balance in trying to make sure that you are, at least I am trying to be attentive to any and everybody that I can be, like trying to balance that whole thing out. So as things grow, I think that becomes a little bit more difficult, but like I said, I really try to make the effort to be there for everyone that, especially the newcomers in film. There's a lot of people that are just making film now, right? This is their first film. They've never had distribution before. They don't really know what this is. And we want to take them, and we want to, just be honest about the process. I'm very upfront. There's no fluff with me. Like, so I let them know exactly what it is that needs to happen, what it is that needs to be done, what we can do for them in exchange, that kind of thing. But we work together at getting it done, and I think that's the beauty of it all. Film is something that requires teamwork. There's no way that you can do this on your own. You have to have a team in place to get it done. There's just no way. There's no way. So we want to be part of that team. When you're on this side of the fence, when your film is done and it's time to get distributed, and we're out there getting the people to come and watch this film and get that viewership, we want to be partnered with you. So yeah, I the challenges for me, honestly speaking, I don't know if there are any challenges at the moment. I'm gonna be real. That's real. I don't really have challenges at the moment. I think it's because I look at it as a different way. So when I do see a challenge, I just take the challenge head on. That's it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Breaking barriers.
Yeah. Just take the challenge.
That's what it is. That's what it is right there. So if any filmmaker out there, so all they got to do is just submit this film, and obviously, like you said, you're accessible for the people.
Yeah.
And you are,
mm-hmm.
And you are the guy. You are the man.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I'm the gatekeeper. I'm the gatekeeper. Yeah.
So it's your eyes that looks at these films and at these different, and makes that decision on if they can come aboard, or if they got something here, or
that is correct. That is correct. Yeah. So I literally, so any filmmaker that has a finished product, it has to be finished. Like, we're really not looking at scripts, or we're really not taking on ideas at the moment, anything like that. But if they have a finished product, they
even
can
a documentary.
It could be documentary. Nice. It could be a scripted full feature. It could be a series. Okay. If it's a documentary or a full feature, it has to be 60 minutes and better. If it's a series, it has to be 24 minutes and better, and they have to have 2 in the can. They can submit that to dame-distribution.com. I personally watch the film. I will personally call you myself from my phone.
Love it.
not a pretend number. And I'll have a conversation with you, in regards to, your film, your vision, what it is that you're doing with it, what are your plans, not every conversation, some filmmakers come well educated. They know what they want. They know exactly what they're looking for. Sometimes it's a fit, sometimes it's not a fit. But, for the most part, we've really been able to help a lot of filmmakers, achieve something that they wouldn't be able to do on their own. And it's gratifying. It's really gratifying.
It's gratifying. I'm not even in the film business, and I'm just excited because like I said, know how astronomical this is. Breaking those barriers. There's going to be a lot of movies coming out. There's going to be a lot of things are about to change. There's going to be a major shift in
Yeah.
filmmaking, um, period, and what gets on the screen. And like you said, Tubi is a major platform that you guys are utilizing. Are there any other platforms that you guys are utilizing at this time?
Yeah, we utilize
Well,
almost
streaming.
any platform that you can think of. Like, we have access to it. We use Tubi because it's the most lucrative right now for our filmmakers, and
Nice.
we don't really like to spread them too thin because you'll cannibalize the sales that way. So it's always good to just kind of channel them to that one, to that one platform. But we at Dame Dash Studios, we also use Fox. We also use Fox Soul to to get our viewers, sometimes over the Tubi, or just to kind of just make them aware of the filmmaker, who they are, what they're doing. We do lives on Dame's Instagram, to help bring that awareness to it as well. More recently, we started streaming on Fox Soul as well. So this is, like I said, it's growing. Every day is a new development. Every day something brand new comes to the table. So like, me and Dame talk daily, and it's like every time we speak, there's something new happening. So it's exciting right now. It's exciting for independent film, and it's exciting to be in the position that I'm in.
Super dope. So how many films do you think that you look at, let's say, in a week?
Oh man, I guess it depends. Sometimes I get an influx of I could get 100 films in a week sometimes, but I try to watch. Boy, that's a good question. I'm gonna say about in a day, because depending on what I'm looking at, like, I won't have to watch the whole film. You know what I'm saying? Some films I will watch everything. I'll go through the whole, especially if it captures me. I'm like, all right, I'm in it. I might as well just watch it. But a lot of times I could kind of skim through the film, or the trailer does a lot for me. But I don't rely on the trailer because the trailers could be tricky. So that's why I like to go to the film itself as well. You know what I mean? But I really make an effort. I actually check it every day. So it's really not like I'm looking at a lump sum of them in one day. I would say during the course of a week, I can probably see close to like 50 some odd films or something like that I'm looking at, just from Monday all the way to, I'll say, Saturday, because Sunday I try not to do much, but from Monday to Saturday, I'm pretty much just looking at films. I'm talking to filmmakers all day long. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's just amazing that you're actually taking this walk, do this journey, and do this process with that filmmaker. It's not just, a dead end. Yep, submit your stuff. Yep. Like, you're actually watching the film, critiquing the film, giving advice. You're meeting, speaking. You're engaging and growing. And I just, the whole compass of what it is that you guys are doing is just, like I said,
I think it's extremely important. I mean, look, I'm a filmmaker. I would want that. I would want it too. I'm only doing what I know that I would want. That's what I'm doing for them. Like, if I was in this position, and I've been in this position, I've done, streaming platforms and things of that nature, and it's never like this. Like, you try to call somebody, you can never reach them, right?
Leave a message after the beep.
You're lucky if you get a computer to talk to you. So, like, for me, I just feel like it's, and it makes me feel good, that I can get off the phone with somebody and their questions are answered. They're feeling better about the situation, and and we grow together.
As a team.
Exactly. As a team.
That's what was attractive to me. And like I said, I'm not even a filmmaker, but I have a great ability to kind of assess a situation. And I was looking out over everything, and I'm just like, wow, this is just, the whole package is super phenomenal. So, I mean, it's just so wonderful. What are some great movies coming out for those who are listening, for those who are tuned in right now, what are some awesome movies that are about to hit the horizon that people should go check out?
So we got I think some of the newer films that's come. Well, so let me take you through some of the films that's out now.
Okay.
Right. So at least so you mentioned Ski Skinner, Pieces of a Dream,
Yes,
phenomenal,
amazing.
phenomenal film, faith-based film. When I first saw it, I was like, wow, this is really great. We need this, So that's on Tubi. Once Upon a Time in Philly. That was done by Six King. That film was the one that started it all for us with Dame Dash Studios, and it is doing
Mm,
phenomenal. It's doing
nice.
really, really great. It's on Most Popular. It's on Black Cinema. It's on every category that you could think of on Tubi. It's probably going to be moving over to Fox Soul at some point soon. Frenemies is also a good one too. That was done by Luke Steffen and True Light. Um, they took about 7 different stories and put it into one film. It's like a chapter, different chapters of a story that they're telling. Then there's Willie Coggins, who's out in Connecticut. He has The One Closest to You, which is a great thriller. It's a female-driven lead actresses. Terrell Hicks is in it from Belly
Nice.
and Bronx Tale. What else? There's also we have some new films coming out really soon for next month. We have Honor Amongst Thieves. It's gonna be a goodie. That's gonna be a good movie. That's done by Joseph C. Grant, who also was the director of Rob Stapleton's movie The Stuff, that is also on Tubi as well. That's a dark comedy. Rob Stapleton is an extremely funny comedian.
Nice.
He has Melissa Ford, Danny Garcia, the boxer, Michael Blackston is in the movie. It's one of those.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a really, really great movie. So people go watch that one too, because you really gonna enjoy that. And I'm in it too, just so you know. So,
Yes.
Joseph C. Grant, Honor Amongst Thieves. Another film, I'm getting a lot of female directors coming. I have a lot of films where they were directed by women. Shakira, she did a film called Black Money that's going to come out. That's going to be phenomenal. So yeah, we have quite a few coming out within the next month or two. Quite a few.
This is so exciting. Um, and so relevant. So what big events, are there any events coming up, or I know COVID kind of shifted a lot of the way that we can gather and socialize, but we're finding ways around that. We're finding ways to make things still be,
Yeah.
productive and fun. Are there any upcoming events or anything that we should be aware of, or?
So there's some big events that's coming up. We're gonna be doing some stuff in Indiana, Gary, Indiana, really soon. Some film festivals that Dame Dash Studios is conjuring up for the film community. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of things happening. We got some things happening in Harlem, New York that we're getting ready to do. I really can't talk too much about these things because
Okay.
they're still in the
Okay.
process. But yes,
Okay.
we do have quite a few things that we're going to be doing this year. Going into next for sure.
Nice. Well, like I said, for all those who are tuned in, and listening, if they let the people know where they can contact you and reach you if they want to just stay in depth. Like I said, you got a fan for life over here. So where they can just tune in and just be a part of what's happening. Where can they find all this information?
Yeah, so all my social media handles, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter, they're all my name. So it's Omarr, Omarr, the letter A, my last name Salgado, Salgado. That's all the way through. And if you're an aspiring filmmaker, you have something that's done, just submit it to dame-distribution.com, and I will definitely get back to you on what it is that you submitted, for sure.
Definitely, definitely. And any last words or comments for people?
Well, I mean, just thank you for having me. I mean, thank you for having me. Thank you for having your platform that gives people like myself a voice to get to the people as well. So I'm extremely grateful for that. Definitely grateful for that. And again, not just the young people, but just even people who are a little bit older, like just dream big all the time. Just always be big in what it is, your vision and the things that you're trying to do in life. It's important. And last but not least, just have faith. Have faith in everything. Have faith in what believe in yourself and have faith in your abilities to get it done.
There you have it. And those are the words from Omarr with 2 R's.
Yes.
Salgado. Salgado. And thank you so much for coming on Up Close with Monieke McNeil and just taking your time to explain to the people all the amazing work that you're doing. Please, please keep it up. Keep working for the people, because we appreciate, I'm going to speak on behalf of all the Black people out there. We really appreciate the hard work and dedication that you have in this field, and that what you continue to do. You and Dame are doing the damn thing. And we really appreciate what it is that you're doing. And like I said, anything that is that speaks in a positive projection of anything that we're doing, I'm all about it. Anything that's going to uplift us and bring us into a place of positivity and success, I'm with it. And I'm going to back it and support it. So like I said, you got a supporter, a fan over here. And I'm looking forward to the work that's going to be done. And I know that we'll see each other sometime in the very near future. And I wish you the best, and I wish you well in all your endeavors. And take care. Thank you so much. God bless.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Very well.
Yes, she's the queen of all queens, radio's the #1 host. Monieke McNeil.